Hey everyone, hope you enjoy my cat hair infested desk. We're going to do a quick unboxing video here. This is the Xbox Series S. I actually used to own one of these. Sold it when decided to buy a Xbox Series X. So that's my primary Xbox now. However, it's been a little while and I really decided recently I wanted an emulation box on my main TV in the living room, and that's what these boxes are amazing for. And so I have both the Series X and now an S. I'm going to basically use the Series X as my primary, Microsoft games console, and then I'm going to use this as an all-in-one emulation box, anywhere from Atari 2600 all the way up to PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast, which is this thing apparently handles quite well. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and unbox this. I did an unboxing of my original Series S on my primary YouTube channel, but this is not my primary YouTube channel. And so we're going to do another unboxing since we have the opportunity. And this is going to be slightly more lazy than my last one. Not really any editing or anything like that. Not any fancy editing anyway. I think it's just, okay, actually it looks like there's three pieces of tape. There's one up here, there's two on the sides. So let me go ahead and do that. Pull it back a little bit so I don't slip and cut myself. Yeah, for anybody that's using this video as like a tool to see what's inside a Series X or S box, it shouldn't be all that complicated. I also did a lazy Xbox Series X unboxing here a few months back, and very similar on the insides between the Series S and the X. You've got these cardboard bits here, and they're actually kind of like glued in, it seems like, unlike the PlayStation 5, which I also just recently unboxed. But yeah, this is our console right here. Power your dreams. It actually comes wrapped in this green thing right there. And we also have, I believe, what's a quick setup guide right here in case you're curious how you're supposed to get going. I've already set up multiple modern Xbox consoles, so I don't really have anything. I don't really need that right now. But yeah, this is the console. It's actually a very sleek, kind of sexy console. I actually really like the look of the Series S. It is definitely the most game console-like design of all the current gen systems, PS5, Xbox Series X. But yeah, this is it. So you want to either sit it horizontally like this, and then this is your heat dissipation, or you can stand it vertically like that. I'm going to actually be using it horizontally since it's going to be in my main center. It's going to be an emulation box. Yeah, here's the back side of it. You have a bunch of inputs. You got an HDMI out, two USB ports in the back. You have a Ethernet port, and you've also got the expansion bay right here, so you can buy expanded storage. So this actually comes with 512 megs of onboard storage. Not a whole lot, but it'll be more than enough for my emulation stuff. I'm going to start really small with the emulation, just do like 16-bit and maybe some like 32-bit stuff, and 8-bit obviously. And then I'll probably get some expanded storage eventually, and then I'll start loading up like Dreamcast and PS2 games. So there we go, that's that. Lastly, we have this guy right here. This has all your hookups and stuff like that. I'm going to actually use this cable. It's an HDMI high-speed cable. You need this for the higher resolutions. I don't know if it's required for like 1440p. That's typically what the Series S will run at. I think it can display at 4K from like the main menu system, but games will max out at 1440p. I'll have to validate actually the 4K thing because I have a 4K TV in my living room. But yeah, you probably will need the high-speed cable if you want to do 1440p. Don't quote me on that. Someone can correct me down below, but I think it might be required for 1440p and up. Standard power cable. This does have an internal power supply. That is one nice thing about both the PlayStation 5 and the new Xbox consoles. We have a warranty guide right here. Nothing special. Go ahead and put that back in. and then we have our controller. One nice thing about buying the Series S as well is, you know, not only can I use it as an emulation box, and I can just leave my Series X for like regular games, is I'll have a second controller now. So if I ever want to do 2 players, now I've got a second controller, which is nice. These suckers are like $60 on their own. So like the console was $300, well, minus $60 for a controller. So, you know, I wanted to buy a second controller anyway, so I kind of look at it as buying a $240 console and then buying a controller with it. So for anybody that hasn't used the latest Xbox controllers, it's very much like the Xbox One controller, except more of the controller is textured, so it feels nicer in the hands. Same with the analog triggers. They're textured now. And then the D-pad is more like a disc. And I actually find this D-pad to be more comfortable to use. You don't have to press down as hard as you did on the original Xbox controller. You know, this is a micro switch setup. So this actually ends up working a lot better for like old school 2D games and stuff like that. So it's a nice improvement on the Xbox One design, but it's most of the rest is pretty much the same. But still a very nice controller overall. So that's another reason why I wanted the Series S as well, because I would get a second controller. Now I don't have to go buy a second controller separately. So I have 2 Series controllers now. So yeah. Plus I like the white one. I think mine is actually black because it came with the Series X. Series X is a black console. So I like that I've got a nice white controller again. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's inside this. There's not really anything else. This part actually comes out, and so we can actually just put it all back in there, and we'll close this up, and then we'll close up the box, and that is pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions or anything, post them down below. I don't think you will. This is pretty self-explanatory. You know, the packaging here isn't all that intricate. Just a couple cardboard pieces and whatnot. But that is it. The Xbox Series S. Can't wait to set this up as an emulation box. I have things like the Mr. FPGA, but that pretty much only does up to the Sony PlayStation, whereas this will end up doing like arcade games well past that. It's going to do Nintendo 64, GameCube, PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, and you know, development for this thing will probably continue over the coming years, so it might even be enough to emulate some other devices as well that it might currently struggle with. So we shall see. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I guess until the next one, take it easy.